Hello, my name is Jerry Garrettson, Tabea Law. Let me be your partner and your guide to the world of immigration law. And so please subscribe up here and like and go ahead and turn on the notifications so that you can get my videos as I do them on a weekly basis. And I'm very happy to be in this position to be a help, be a guide to you in all things immigration law. Of course, I'm not your lawyer, but I am a guide and a help to show you the intricacies in some of the areas of immigration law that you can go ahead and help yourself. That you can file these forms, that you can get your visa and do this stuff by yourself. You don't have to have an immigration attorney. So today I want to talk about student visas, more specifically the F1 student visa. So let's just do this. I'm going to go ahead and go to the first of a couple different sites that you're going to end up at. And as in immigration law, it's not just one organization or one governmental entity. It's several that you deal with, whether it's the Department of Homeland Security, which includes the UScis and includes ICE, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. It doesn't include the Department of Labor, that's separate, but Department of Labor is part of the immigration law. It's when you get into the employment visas. And then you have the Department of State, which of course is separate from the Department of Homeland Security. And but all these in the immigration world, you will encounter these different governmental entities. So you're kind of going all over the place. Oh, and also under Homeland Security, you got the CBP, which is the Customs Border Patrol. So, and there's others. So, anyways, with the student visa, you're going to be dealing with. Actually, you'll be dealing with the Department of State, depending upon if you go through the consulate, if you consular process your student visa, or if you're already in the United States and you do a change of status. Of course, if you this wouldn't be an adjustment of status because it's not a immigrant visa that you're looking at. You're looking at a non-immigrant visa, which is the F1 student visa. You're not here. You're not looking to be here permanently. You're here as long as it takes for you to do your education, and then you're gone. Although there is a pathway for you to stay. You can get a job and then eventually get a green card via that F1 student visa. However, the F1 itself is considered, or it is, a non-immigrant visa. So if you go from one non-immigrant visa to get in this country, let's just say a B2, a tourist visa, and you want to stay and go ahead and go to school, you could do that. But what you'll be doing is, instead of going, of course, you want to stay, so you're not going to go home to your consulate and consulate process or do the paperwork and then go to the local consulate and do the interview and get your stamp and come over. What you'll do then with a change of status is stay in the United States, do the paperwork here, and then fill out the change of status form. And this will be done at the UScis. And then you will stay here and then, of course, go to school. And so that's not adjustment status. Adjustment of status is going from a non-immigrant to an immigrant visa. So if you're going just from a non-immigrant to a non-immigrant, it's not an adjustment. It's a change of status. Okay, so go ahead and go to UScis.gov. And we'll kind of get started. This will be part one of a multi-series on the student F1 student visa. So UScis.gov. Once you get there, go ahead and scroll down. You'll see towards the bottom, you'll see working in the USA or working in the US. You'll see learn about green cards is the first box. Second box is learn about citizenship. Third box is working in the US. Go ahead and click learn more. This is all good information for you to read. And feel free to actually go outside too and Google about student visas, and you'll find good resources there too also. Okay, so you see working in the U.S. If you look on the side, you'll see temporary workers, permanent workers, student and exchange visitors. Go ahead and click that, student and exchange visitors. And that's going to take you to this page here. You'll see student and exchange visitors. Lots of good information here. And you can see that there's more than just the F1 student visa. There's all kinds of visas. You got the M1, you got the J1. So and so what you're doing is you're looking at each visa to see which one fits you. And I mean, if you're not looking to do university and you want to do something like a trade school, then you're not going to want to do the F1 visa. You're going to want to do the M1 vocational students. And so anyways, although these lectures are focused on the F1 visa, there's all kinds of other visas that may be more appropriate for you than just the F1 visa. The F1 may not work for you. Okay, so once you're there, go ahead and see the good information here, and then go ahead and the first box, where's the alert box, go ahead and go below that, and you'll see where it starts talking about if you wish to pursue the full-time academic or vocational studies, and then you'll see the hyperlink there, the student and exchange visitor program page. Go ahead and click that. Okay, now this took you out of the USCIS site, and now you are in ICE. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier, where in the immigration world, you're not dealing just with one governmental agency. You're dealing with several, depending upon what kind of visa you're looking to get. So now we're in ICE. Okay, this is the enforcement branch of immigration. Okay, these are the ones that enforce the laws. That's why they're Immigration Customs Enforcement, ICE. But here, you'll see on this page, you'll see Student Exchange Visitor Program, and you'll get all kinds of good information here. The first step is actually not to see an attorney, if you're going to use an attorney at all. It is to find a school, make a decision on what school you're going to go to, and make sure that school, and most schools do, but make sure that they're open to foreign students. Okay, and again, most schools are, and the first thing you'll be looking for at that school after you get admitted, you got to get admitted to the school. They'll look at your grades and everything else, and they're going to look at, most importantly, if you can pay for it, and if you can prove that you can pay for the education and get a loan, whatever, and then also that you have the credentials that that they're going to admit you, okay, that they're going to allow you to attend their school. Once you do that, you get what you call an I-20 from that school. Once you get the I-20, then you can proceed by yourself. Again, you don't have to have a lawyer to get an F1 student visa. But if you decide to get a lawyer, then you're going to take that I-20, go to the lawyer, and say, okay, help me get my F1 student visa. So here we are. If you look at the top, you'll see students, schools, and civis. We'll talk about that later. So let's hit students right now. Okay, we're still in ICE. You can see U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And then if you scroll down, and I want to hit the number 3, how do I get a visa to enter? Okay, so what we'll talk about first is the most common way that we see the students getting their F1 visa is from being abroad. Most F1s are students that are in a different country. They get their F1 at the U.S. embassy or consulate in their country. They do their interview, they get the stamp, and they come over. So that's what we're going to start with. I think towards the end of these talks, we'll look at the change of status, which is those that are already in the country, either here on a B2 visa or some other visa, that they're here in this country already. They don't want to leave. They want to stay here. They want to just change their status. So, but today and for the next several talks, we'll talk about we'll look at it from the consular processing angle. Okay, so here is how do I get it? So I click on number 3. It says, how do I get a visa to enter the United States? And then I'm going to scroll down. It says apply for a visa at any U.S. embassy or consulate. Let's go ahead. Let me see here. Let's go ahead and click on the U.S. Department of State for F1 or F or M visas. Okay. That takes you to another governmental agency. So we went from USCIS to ICE. Now we just clicked out of the ICE website and it took us to travel.state.gov. Okay, that's the U.S. Department of State, State Department. And why? Because the State Department of State, they're the governmental agency that controls all the embassies and consulate across the world. Yeah. So not USCIS or not Homeland Security. Homeland Security is in the United States. And so it is when you're doing the consular processing, because you're out of the country and you're going to an American consulate, now you're dealing with the Department of State. And so here we're at their website here. And the form that you're going to be filling out for them is when you get to that point, it's going to be the DS-160. Okay. And I think that's it for today. Let me go ahead and read this. We're in Genesis 1:26. It says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creepeth thing that creepeth upon the earth. Again, please subscribe. Let me see if I think it's this way. Yeah. Please subscribe. Please like, and please turn on the notifications. No, it's this one. The notifications, so that I can be your guide. I can be your partner in the world of immigration law. Thank you so much, and you have a great day.